IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with words we use every day and their redundant meanings. Did you know that the word noon means the number 9? Now, why on earth are we using the number 9 for the 12th hour of the day? This is because the Romans used to count the day from the time of sunrise, which is typically 6 a.m. Hence, the 9th hour would be 3 p.m. Notice, it still has nothing to do with 12 o'clock. The plot thickens. Then, when Christianity became popular, they adopted the Jewish custom of praying at different times of the day. One such time was at 3 p.m. and the prayer was called the Non. A few centuries later, the 9th hour prayer began to start at 12 o'clock. If you're still with me, you now have figured out that 12 o'clock was the 6th hour. Hence, 12 o'clock started to be called non-time or noon time, the time of the midday meal. So now, whenever you hear the word noon, you know that it actually means 3 p.m., but also means 9. And by now, you must be thoroughly confused, just like our lovely English language. And just like our language, there are customs that have become so much a part of our daily life that we often forget their origin. One such custom is that of fasting. Every single religion has some form of fasting that has been incorporated into it. Some for a few hours a day, like Islam. Some for a few weeks, like the case of Jainism. Over the years, our fasting customs have become more lax. We don't fast in a strict manner as we used to. Hence, a pure fast has turned into restrictions, like Lent in Christianity or Baman Meno in Zoroastrianism, where we give up non-vegetarian food. The idea of fasting or giving up is strongly linked to sacrifice, or the thought that through abstaining, we will find a higher connection with God, very often linked to the sacrifice of someone else. Now, religion has its own way of telling us or convincing us to do things. I don't see fasting or abstinence from things as a sacrifice because I see such tremendous benefits from fasting that it feels like a great deal. As modern humans, we have forgotten the ancient wisdom that taught us about fasting. The ancient wisdom that realized that fasting is a shortcut to health, energy, and vitality. As modern humans, we are hyper-stimulated. We are overfed. We have access to entertainment. We have access to porn. We have access to alcohol. Yet our bodies and brains were not designed for this kind of excess. There are many things that happen when we give up these things. Today, I want to talk about fasting in the context of food. But the principle of fasting can apply to anything that you feel that you're having an excess of. Yes, that includes annoying people at work. Take a fast from them too. See, I did my first 24-hour fast a few years ago. At the time, I had been fasting for 16 to 18 hours consistently. I was so worried to take it up to 24. But I soon realized how easy it was to do a 24-hour fast. In fact, I'm currently doing a 24-hour fast. I'm at hour 23. When you do a 24-hour fast and survive, it gives you strength on multiple levels. It makes you feel that you have survived something very difficult. It shows you just how many misconceptions we have as adults. Just the other day, I finished the 24-hour fast. I was approaching the 36-hour mark. I met a person and told him that I was fasting. His response was so funny. He said, "But you seem normal to me." I couldn't help but laugh. Of course I was normal. I had no idea what he was expecting me to be like on a hospital bed, on a stretcher, fainting. See, the thing is that we have such misconceptions around fasting. We think that we eat food for energy, not realizing that our bodies do not need any more energy. The fat that we have on our body is more energy than we'll need for a few days. Instead, start by changing the narrative in your head. Think that you need to eat for nutrition and nourishment, not energy. This is a very empowering feeling. People who complete a 24-hour or a 48-hour fast feel so charged up by the fact that they did not need the food and could function normally. Our bodies are designed to survive through days of not finding food in the wild. Not eating for 24 hours gives our digestive system a break. Imagine how overworked the digestive system is with our frequent eating. It gives our body time to heal and recover. It teaches the body to start using fat as energy instead of constantly relying on carbohydrates from the food that we eat. It heightens our senses, and hence we're able to feel calm and go deeper into our meditation, which is probably why religions have fasting as part of their beliefs. It might actually help increase your spirituality. I strongly suggest everyone do a 48 or 62-hour fast every 4 months. That is 2 to 3 days of fasting. However, baby steps. First start with 18 and then move to 24 hours. So your challenge is to do a 24-hour fast within 7 days of hearing this podcast. Drink as much water as you want. If you really need to, have green tea or have a black coffee. If you're diabetic or have thyroid issues, always check with your doctor before starting. Do 16 hours, see how you feel. Then extend it to 18 hours, then 20 hours, and then ultimately 24 hours. Message me and tell me how you felt. I want you to experience what it feels like to do something you thought was not possible. Challenge yourself to this. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
Look! Up in the internet! It's a meme! No! It's a cat video! No! It's the Geek Fruit Podcast!
That's right, we interrupt this riveting broadcast to tell you about our show, The Geek Fruit Podcast, where Tejas, Dinkar and I, Jishnu, talk about everything in pop culture, including DC, Marvel, Star Wars, Netflix, and everything in between.
You know how your friends hate it when you ramble about some nerdy crap and you just want somebody to listen to you? Well, sorry, there's nothing we can do about that, but come listen to us ramble and it'll almost be like the real thing. Kind of.
Listen to new episodes of the Geek Fruit Podcast every Monday and the Geek Fruit Bulletin every Thursday on iTunes, Google Podcasts, the IVM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Happy listening, you nerds.
How many times have you caught yourself Googling stuff on health and wondering if it's the right information? How many times have you heard different health experts give opposing views, which has only left you confused? There are rising cases of cancer, heart, diabetes, stress, and autoimmune diseases. Meet the patients and the experts who paved the path of true healing. Join me, Rachna Chachi, cancer nutrition coach and nutritional therapist on Heal and Hearty. I take you through my own journey of recovery from an incurable disease and the journey of so many others who healed only via nutrition and holistic healing. Find the answers you seek for what's good for your health and what's good for your soul. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. Don't forget your date with good health.